Good afternoon or morning, wherever you may be or wherever you are. This is 4046. Today I'm going to talk about a fictional character who many of you may already know. His name is Brian Butterfield, played by Peter Saranowitz. Now, Peter Saranowitz has been in the landscape behind voices because he is an impressionist for many years. He did initially have a series which I don't know, started out as a BBC project but became a Channel 4 project and was known as the Peter Saranowitz Show. I believe you can find episodes of this I believe on YouTube, and he has also been in a number of films and TV series. He's notable as the voice of Darth Maul in Star Wars Episode 1, as the gentleman that played Darth Maul couldn't do said voice that they wanted. He's also been, he was also in Shaun of the Dead as a flatmate or housemate of Shaun. He's also was in the first episode of the series of The Gentleman as the Scouts gentleman that wasn't particularly nice, and his main character that he's played on and off for the last 20 years is a failed entrepreneur called Brian Butterfield. Now, Brian Butterfield, again, fictional character. I had the chance this year, he did a stand-up show at the event in Apollo, which I was lucky enough to go to watch his business seminar on the No Business Like Business. Well, that's the name of the book. I think it's called The Call of Now, that's it. And was very good, stayed in character most of the time. The show was very entertaining. He pretended to have a seizure on the stage, which he needed to be used a resuscitation device on him. Unfortunately, the show only had X amount of dates, and only one night only at the Apollo, but it toured the country. Now, they did have merchandise at the venue, and one of them is his book, There Is No Business Like Business. As you can probably already see, is intentionally been done upside down. Now, obviously, upon reading said book, it is set out in the proper way, and that's not back to front either. He has been here and there in the years. He's even appeared on Shooting Stars, a panel show featuring Vic Reeves and Bob Mortimer, and I've only seen excerpts of that episode. It was quite an enjoyable experience. It was quite interactive. The book in particular is quite amusing. I don't know if you can still get it, as there was only so many, but I believe you can still buy them, although I'm not 100% sure. A lot of the book covers excerpts from his show, but there's also a lot of photos and things in here that he's had changed for AI. But not only that, he's also got fictional adverts for fictional products, which he provides. I don't know if I'll get copyright strikes, so I'm not going to try. However, I might be able to get away with showing this. So here goes. There's an advert for a well-known brand of chocolate in this country, which I'm not going to mention the name of. But it's set out exactly the same, except it's Quantity Street, and high quantity, low quality 420 varieties of mediocre chocolates, and there's the advert. I'm not going to show too many of these because I don't want to get copyright striked, as I am aware that the algorithm is can be quite merciless. I may show one more such ad because these are all sort of in jest. There's one I cannot show because of the subject matter. Let's just say Bill Cosby's involved. But dare I say, a lot of his so-called adverts on YouTube, and they're all various business ideas. The first round of them were for this based on a character in real life who did a company. I don't know if I can show that one either. Let's see. Yes, yeah, I could probably say, I could probably show this as well. There is definitely a sense of humour which is in contrast to many things, but he's a fictional businessman, and he had adverts. He was based on a character that was selling no win no fee adverts, so he did some mock adverts for things like his detective agency with over 30 disguises, which he said he was the master of disguise, and he showed each and every single one, and then said that's all he could do, and then obviously a promise with a pretend phone number at the end. He also has a karaoke bar with over 17 songs. And there's a bit where he says that the chairman of the board, you think he's talking about Frank Sinatra, and then it turns out it's the Notorious B.I.G., which many of you will know of, because he's no longer with us. Same as Tupac, to be honest, but this isn't a video about Tupac and Notorious B.I.G. He also has an advert for his international hotel, which is his office. Dare I say, they're quite amusing business ideas. The diet plan is fantastic. I would definitely suggest watching that, because he follows a really insane diet across the week, and then Saturday's treat day, and for 24 hours and only 24 hours you can eat anything. You can have anything you want. And then he lists off all these ludicrous things like 20 cheese omelettes, during dinner mince, etc, etc. He's quite reasonably harmless, but in the live version he comes across as not such a nice character. He invested all his money into a space program, which strangely enough you see on the show, and it doesn't end particularly as planned. He's had some audience participation with a so-called AI called Brian. As you can see, it's quite imaginative, and that was quite good. He re-emerged in 2012 to do some skits towards the 2012 Olympics with his spin. His spin being more failed business ideas, but more sports varied ideas. And there's those can all be found on YouTube also. As it goes, you may already know Brian Butterfield. The character is highly amusing. He seems to buck trends that have long passed. He's very notoriously difficult to get on interviews in character. He's also got as a Christmas special where he invented something called the Buttertendo, which was like Pong on the TV screen, and halfway through showing the kids, well, the teenagers, this device, it caught on fire. So he is quite an amusing character. There's certain things that he says differently as well. Like when it comes to the internet, it's things like www dot blah blah blah, and then it's .com instead of saying .com. He's definitely worth investigating. He can be found on this platform. I don't know if there's anything of his on streaming. It's unknown where the Peter Sandwich Show is. It's potentially on Channel 4 Demand, which I haven't tried looking for yet, which I actually might do whilst we're here, just to see whether it is on there or not. There's only one series. He also has, Peter Sandwich also has fictional adverts in this. He's also done deep fake videos of President Trump for the guys in South Park, and I believe he's possibly done some voices in South Park as well, although I'm not 100% sure about that. Although he could do a lot of impressions of different voices. His show, unfortunately at the time, you had not so good impressionists that invaded the airwaves, such as Alistair McGowan, which I don't think he's as good at playing characters, and most people will not remember Alistair McGowan, and there was someone else, but I can't remember his name at this moment in time, but he was also doing a show at the time. So unfortunately Peter Sandwich kind of missed out. It got moved, well, excuse me, I'm just looking on my TV to see if it's there. I'm on my 4, so we'll see if we can find him. I doubt he's on here, but this is where his show ended up apparently. I only caught it X amount of years later because my brother bought the DVD, because my brother introduced me to Brian Butterfield. It is quite a unique humour. It's not particularly offensive, a little bit more offensive on the show because of some of the adverts that he some of the products that he was talking about, but relatively inoffensive. But he is quite an amusing guy. He definitely has a broad range. He's also appeared in the John Wick films a number of times as well. So he is quite a versatile in what he does. He is quite a good character actor. He's obviously mastered the art of staying character because just like Sacha Baron Cohen, for example, and Lee Francis, which I'm not so keen on for reasons, he has kind of defined almost his own genre. So, you know, it's not looking too good. It's not looking as if it's here. As I said, I believe his show might be on YouTube, but strangely enough, it's not. It's not on my 4. There's a lot of shows that Channel 4 showed that aren't on their platform. For example, Chris Morris's Jam. I don't even think Brass Eye's on there. Many of you may have heard of the titles of these shows, and I will definitely watch them on the platform. There was another series called Snuffbox, which features Matt Berry, as many of you possibly know because of, well, his voice, but he's very good at playing a jerk. Anyway, moving swiftly on, as this has become a long form video, which wasn't the plan. Please be aware that I think you can still buy this book online. So if you want to pick up yourself a copy, I'd suggest doing so. It's quite amusing. It has got a lot of the show in there, but there's extras in there, such as the adverts that I illustrated. There's also some AI photos as well, which are ridiculous, but you can find out for yourselves. If you like this sort of thing, I would definitely try and track down a copy, and after this video is finished, please watch some of them on YouTube. His name is Butterfield. He has a number of adverts and a Christmas special, so please check him out. He's I find him highly amusing because he's just ridiculous, and sometimes you need a lot more laughter in this world than any others. If you want to DM me, just like the last video, please email me at 4046times@gmail.com. This makes for another video, and thank you for taking the time to watch this. Wherever you are, whenever you are, please ensure that you can be the best version of yourself.